We talk education now. Earlier this month, the Nigerian government introduced 15 new vocational trades, including plumbing, makeup, hairstyling, and more, into the basic education curriculum. The initiative aims to equip students with practical skills and enhance their employability in a rapidly evolving job market. The newly added trades include tiling and floor works, POP installation, events decoration and management, battery and confectionery production, interior design, GSM repairs, satellites and TV antenna installation, amongst others. New subjects such as CCTV and intercom installation and maintenance, solar installation and maintenance, garment making, agriculture and processing, including basic digital literacy, have also been introduced. These changes officially took effect in January 2025 across schools nationwide. But the key question remains, will these new additions be sufficient to tackle joblessness in the 21st century? And so to discuss this further, we are joined by an education expert, Abdullahi Bature Muhammad, who is the CEO of Schoola. Thank you so much, Mr. Bature, for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
First, let me get your thoughts on the inclusion of vocational training into Nigeria's basic education.
Well, I think it's a step in the right direction. The current minister, I know him as a hard worker. I met him, sometimes last year. You need to do that if you must prepare, learners for the future of work. I also have been privileged to speak to a very senior management member at the NBTE, National Board for Technical Education, and he intimated me about their national skill qualification framework, and I thought that's really, really important. People are usually looking for government jobs here in Nigeria, and not only government jobs, the jobs of the future. If the smart Nigerian young adults are becoming innovators day by day, we will need these technical hands to actually build companies like our own local Tesla. So I think it's a very, very big step in the right direction.
Okay, so, but then if you're going to probably do a comparison, looking at Nigeria and the global world, so to speak, would you say that Nigerian students are being academically prepared now for the 21st century jobs?
No, I would say absolutely not. There's a research by UNESCO that says 60% of Nigerian graduates, don't have employability skills. They cannot be employed. So it means that our schools are not doing, the job that is required to prepare learners for future work. And education, like we know it, doesn't have to be the normal rote learning approach and the way that me and you or our parents learned. The world is a global village today. A lot of young adults are leveraging on STEM skills and the ability to just learn something on YouTube to create new jobs, but that nobody, is being taught how to do those jobs in school. So I'd say no, we're not ready. But then I will have to give kudos to, the NERDC, thinking of, always revamping these curriculums. I hear there's going to be a digital literacy inclusion into the curriculum coming September. And I know the efforts that Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, is doing around supporting learners in their model smart schools, building curriculums like the design thinking, coding, robotics, and artificial intelligence, trying to sort of prepare the learners for these future jobs.
So now that we are seeing some sort of reforms coming on board in Nigeria's education system, could there be barriers to this initiative?
Absolutely. So the first barrier is funding. We need to fund, education more than we're doing today, because efforts around the normal education that we pass through, the investment around the technical, education that the minister is championing today is very, very, very important. Not everybody may get, formal education to the tertiary level. You could pick up these technical skills, but if this NSQ, or should I say National Skill Qualification Framework that MBT has is, more spending and priority is given to that, more certification, more introduction into national tertiary institutions and even secondary schools. We're going to see more. Some barriers are, policies that are not implemented. We change these curriculums every time, but the implementation is a big problem. I also want to say that, yes, the national NERDC may be doing their job, but states have to take ownership to say, this is where we want our learners to go, and actually customize state-owned curriculums that supports them. And you really, really need huge investments to drive that.
Okay, so how do you expect Nigerian educators to be trained and empowered when we talk about these reforms and these emerging technologies?
So first, we don't even have enough teachers to support this. First, you want to start with big investment around supporting teachers to support learners. We have shy of 1 million teachers in Nigeria. We need at least 30 million by 2030, at least that's what the data is saying. You need to teach them on digital literacy. I love what NIDA is doing around the digital literacy framework, but we can do more. You need to teach them about AI literacy, right? AI literacy so that they can be able to leverage on these emerging tools and technology to upskill, because I believe that artificial intelligence is here to help us bridge, a lot of education gaps and divide. For example, our tool and what we've created at my company, Schoola, Corey, helps teachers, regardless of their expertise, create lessons, lesson plans, and assessment questions.
Okay.
We've also added some.
We just need to wrap up on this because we have other stories coming about. But then before I let you go, we're actually looking at, how to integrate global standards into Nigeria's curricula. Is this something that Nigeria can achieve? Because earlier on you talked about deficits in the number of teachers within the education system, and some people will wonder if it has to do with the kind of training they have or the conducive environment that seems not to be available in the country.
Well, I don't believe we need our content to be global standard. It should be our own Nigerian standard. So if we're deliberate about where we want to go, for example, we want to invest in skill education, we invest in that, but then we train teachers to be specialists in that regard. Also, teachers need motivation, better pay, for them to be able to concentrate and learn these new skills to support the learners.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the news. We appreciate your contribution, sir.
I'm excited to share this, and thank you for having me.